Hello to all viewers, hope you're all having a good day today because I got a lot of things to talk about. But first, we must continue our quest to survive as long as possible without any towers, as a measly 4 minutes 16 seconds survival time leaves much to be desired, especially when you only died at that time cause the dude snuck a combo regrow rainbow rush at you. On a related note, I got a few comments mentioning chain lightning shouldn't count as a non-tower because it does puts down an object that shoots lightning for a brief moment, but let's be real guys, it ain't a real tower. Plus, without using chain lightning this challenge would be impossible or at least not very fun to attempt since a single power card won't be able to last you very long. So yeah, this is No Towers Part 2 basically, and likely the final part of this mini-series because it's a pretty big pain in the ass to go for such a record and quick battles when you don't have the perfect circumstances 90% of the time, with the biggest problem aside from people rushing being landing on the right map, aka Battle Park or Bloons circles. Custom cards private battles couldn't come any sooner. I was lucky enough to get BP for this first game, so let's make it count, shall we? Though the ideal map of choice would be Bloons circles instead cause it's a little bit longer, but it's pretty close so Battle Park should suffice for now. Alright, so it's pretty much the same strategy as last video, except after now having tested the waters a bit, I'll try to play my cards a bit more wisely, and by that I mean don't fuck up and pray to RNG that Jugger Lunch and Chain Lightning will be the lucky cards of the draw. That's about all I got to discuss for now, so I'll let the background gameplay sit and come back in a few minutes when more interesting news develop while I go ahead with some off-topic things. The first topic of business I have to cover is this mobile gaming tournament that happened last Friday, and for some reason I forgot to mention it to you guys beforehand, because it's a pretty big deal for Bloons. Where do I even start? Well, it's hosted by Amazon, and it's called Champions of Fire, where 16 popular streamers came together in Las Vegas to see who is the best mobile gamer, with a prize pool of $100K and 30 grand going towards the winner. And to determine this winner, they had a single elimination bracket with a pool of 5 different games, which competitors were randomly chosen to play. And guess what? Battles is one of them. Could you believe that, guys? Bloons TD Battles being played in a real competitive tournament with real prize money. We esports now, boys. Well, not really, cause a lot of the battles were lower quality than what you would see in a mold video, coupled with the fact that the other 4 games are as follows: Pac-Man, Fruit Ninja, Crossy Road and 8-Pool. Yeah, now it would be pretty hard to convince someone that this is esports after what I just said, but regardless of whether it's an esport or not, all that matters is the game got more exposure, much needed exposure knowing it's been on the decline for the past few months. Now about the tournament itself, if you weren't able to catch it live then I will leave a link to the Twitch VOD in the description in case you're interested. If you don't want to get spoiled on anything then mute the next 30 seconds, because I'm about to spoil everything. The finals concluded with Cobalt Streak vs Box Box, with Box Box taking home the grand prize after a 3-1 victory. If you don't know who either of them are, which is probably 80% of you, let me tell you real quick. Cobalt is a Binding of Isaac streamer, but I think the best part of him is he actually streamed battles way long before this tournament. He wasn't that great at the game from what I saw back then, but considering everybody else barely played the game, that would be enough to give him a big advantage. Box Box on the other hand is a pretty popular League streamer, and he's also Asian, so that's probably why he decimated Cobalt at every game not including battles. Incoming comments calling me racist. So yeah, the League player won, and guess who else in the tournament was a League player? Sky Williams, and he lost to Box Box in the semi-finals. But if you have a brain it should be pretty obvious Sky got unlucky in the seeding and would have wiped the floor versus Cobalt, so that probably makes him the second best player in the tournament. Coincidence? I think not. Anyways, apologies if you didn't want to get spoiled cause I went way over the 30 seconds I told you to mute me for. The last thing I gotta say about the tournament and stream in general was it was cringy as fuck. Production value was pretty poor, but I guess I shouldn't expect too much since it's the first time for Amazon. Now back to our new towers challenge. My wish has finally been granted with balloon circles, and it's time to make it count. I did manage to break my previous record earlier on Battle Park with a 4 minutes 29 seconds survival time. But that isn't good enough, methinks. So second off-topic thing to talk about, Master Oaf is back and better than ever, baby, with some fresh battles/BSM2 content as well as a new girlfriend, which sure likes to show off her personality on his videos. Cough cough. Holly Sparrow guys, you can thank me later. But yeah, this is great guys. Now with his 2.3 million subs finally seeing battles content again, perhaps we'll get some more traffic back into the game. Sorry, did I say 2.3 million? Cause I meant 50,000. His channel's pretty dead at the moment, so I doubt much is going to change in terms of popularity, but every bit helps, I guess. Alright, so it does indeed look like we're about to surpass our previous mark for this game. God bless for balloon circles. And it still looks like I got a lot more left in the tank as I'm sitting quite healthy at 131 lives. Shit's getting pretty intense right now, so how about I commentate over it? Oops, didn't want to press surrender there. LOL, it would be a shame if I accidentally surrendered after getting this far all because of a simple misclick. They really need to get rid of the escape hotkey for surrendering, damn it. It's round 18 now and oh boy are these balloons getting strong as fuck. It's getting to the point where I can't rely on just one power card to take them out. I need to use both and that's a big problem. My hands can only move so fast. But alas, all good things must come to an end. And it looks like fate has decided my run will stop here. I wasn't able to draw any of the chain lightning or jugger lunch in time, so there we have it. 6 minutes 14 seconds is the new world record, nearly a whopping 2 minutes over the old one. Thank you MD Drake for being such a good sport and not sending a single balloon at my side. If there was an honor player button I would have given you 100 of them. I think my job here is done. It's getting a bit too painful trying to land on said perfect circumstances now, so I'm calling it a day. If you really want to know how big a difference the map plays into this challenge, just look at the remaining games. So thank you for watching. Likes and any questions are appreciated. If I get 2,000 likes on this one, then I will skip tomorrow's exam and spend that time making another battles video instead. Just on one condition, I need to get 2,000 in less than 24 hours. So get those bucks rolling, and have an empty day.